now tuned into The Truth with G. Inspire, educate, and uplift. If you can't handle the truth, this ain't the show for you. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So sit back, relax, and buckle up and enjoy this ride.
The truth with G. The truth with G. All right. Welcome back to the show. You're listening to The Truth with G on WPMM Internet Radio. I am your boy, Gerald Graham. You know me as G. Once again, we are back to talk about the issues that matter to you and your community. Hope all is well with everyone. We are back at the top of the week. We're back on the ground. Hope that you guys had a great weekend. Hope you had a safe weekend. I finally got some halfway decent weather this weekend, even though it was hot. But we didn't have to deal with all the rain the whole weekend like we have in the past couple of weeks. So I hope you got out and did something outdoors and enjoyed your weekend. So, but we are back on the grind, and I'm telling you right now, technology is trying to kick my butt. But I'll talk about that here in a minute. But I want to thank you guys for tuning in right here on WPMM Internet Radio on The Truth with G, where we're here every Monday and Thursday at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. And we were supposed to be here on yesterday, and I'll talk about that as well, because things did not go as planned on yesterday. But, you know, we tried to do what we tried to do. But anyway. So once again, thank you. We are on Facebook Live as well, WPMM Internet Radio. WPMMradio.com is the website to go to. We are under the umbrella of Changing Hearts and Media Group. WPMM, we play more music. We play the best in R&B, jazz, talk, neo, soul, independent, hip-hop, old school music. You can listen at WPMMradio.com, or you can download the app. It's a free app to download, so go get that app. You can go to Google Play Store if you have Android, or to the Apple Store if you have an Apple device and get that. We're also live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Well, I'll take that back. I think our Twitter may not be functioning right now. I think they tried to take us off of Twitter. So good evening, people. Good evening, people. I have a couple of people that's logged in with us. Miss Deborah Rivers is on. How you doing today, Miss Rivers? Mr. Adams, what's going on, my buddy? Good to hear from you. Also, Miss Dorothy Saber is on as well. If you're on Facebook, let's go ahead and share, if you will. Go ahead and share. I appreciate the shares, appreciate the love. Hit that thumbs up, heart, do something. Let me know you're out there. Also, the views and opinions expressed by individual radio hosts and guests are of their own and does not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of WPMM Radio. WPMM does not intend to align with any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, or anyone or anything. All right. And just let you guys know, I hope everything runs well today. The past couple of days, we've been having some issues with the systems that we use, the programs that we use, if you will. And that's one of the issues we actually had on yesterday. Where it wasn't the radio show. I did not do the show because I wanted it to be on Facebook Live as well. I mostly wanted it to be on Facebook Live, so that's why I did not go forward with the show on yesterday, because the systems that we use or the programs that we use would not allow that to take place. So instead of having to do it just on WPMM Radio, I decided to postpone it, and we'll do it another time. Stay tuned for that. But we was going to do the gun violence forum on yesterday. I had a few members lined up, a few people lined up to be on that show with me. And once again, it just did not, the programs that we used were not functioning properly so that we could do that. Hopefully Mr. Larry Simmons is listening. I'm just going to see if he's going to jump on here today. He was the gentleman that was going to assist. He actually kind of spearheaded the whole gun forum. He put it together and everything. And so hopefully he'll jump on here. And if he does come on, If he does come on, we'll just bring him in regardless of what topic we're talking about at the time. But we'll definitely bring him on and let him tell you what we got going on. So, and even tonight with the program that we're using, so far so good, but it is a little shaky. So if I lose you on Facebook Live, just go to WPMMradio.com and listen from the website itself. So once again, it's Monday. If you're on Facebook, let's go ahead and share. Few things we want to talk about today on this show. I do want to. Well, let me start out this way because I have an announcement. I've been praying over something, and I've been asking the higher power, if you will, how should I go about doing this, and what should I do? How should I go about doing it? And I think I have the answer. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm coming up on my 3rd year anniversary. 3rd year anniversary will be on July 30th, if you will. July 30th of 2023. 3 years ago on that day, I started this show, the first time on WPMM Internet Radio. So instead of doing a celebration, obviously we'll do a show, I'll call it my anniversary show, what have you, but instead of doing a celebration show type deal, if you will, I decided that I don't really want to make it about me. I want it to be where I am, to celebrate my 3rd year, I want to help others, if you will. And the target group that I want to help is going to be our homeless. And those are the ones I want to help for my anniversary. Again, I don't want it to be about me. I want it to be about the community. I want it to be about those who don't have the opportunity, the resources, and the finances that, a lot of us have. A lot of us that's listening to this show, we have the benefit of having a roof over our head. We have the benefit of having, food to eat on a daily basis without having to, beg, borrow, and, go through trash cans. We have the luxury of laying on our Posturepedic, our adjustable beds at night with our comforter under our air conditioning. And, those people that are homeless are laying on concrete on the side of the street. They're laying on benches. They're making makeshift camps in the woods and things of that nature. So, for us to be in our position, we are blessed to be where we are. And if you look at the statistics, there are many of us that's probably 2 paychecks away from being homeless ourselves. If you were to lose your job today and you missed 2 paychecks, most people in that situation would be in jeopardy of not being able to pay their mortgage or not being able to pay their rent. So we are blessed to be in the position that we are. So what I want to do for my 3rd year anniversary is I want to help those who are in that situation who just need something. And the way they, you see the people on the side of the road and they hold up their signs and they say anything helps. And, and you may be thinking that you pull up beside them and you may be thinking, oh, I only have this change in my cup holder. It's probably 35 cents in my cup holder. I can't give that to them because it's not going to do anything. But the sign says anything helps. And that's what I am going to coin my anniversary slogan to be. Anything helps. And it's focused to help the homeless. And what I want to do, and I hope you guys come along with me and help in this effort, is that I want to give to the homeless. I don't want to give to a homeless organization. I don't want to give to a charity. I don't want to give to, any direct cross or anything of that nature. I want to give to our homeless brothers and sisters. In other words, I want to give them directly in their own hands, something that helps. Because again, they always hold up signs to say anything helps. So I'm still tossing up the idea. I do know that I'm going to personally hand out whatever it may be. And the three things that I'm contemplating on doing, one, either cash money, two, a gift card of sort, if you will, or three, give out like toiletry and snack bags, if you will. So again, either cash money, gift cards, or toiletry bags, toiletry and gift bag, snack bags, if you will, however you want to call it. I'm still throwing out the idea around and seeing exactly what I want to do. But here's the thing: to do that, I'm going to need your help. I'll be the first one to admit that my pockets don't run deep, and I can't do it by myself. I promise you I can't. So what I'm going to be doing is asking for your help. And you guys have been wonderful. Yeah, you guys have been wonderful to me in my efforts to help people in need. If you recall, and for those who are new to the show or listening to the show, if you recall, for 2 years in a row, I did feeding families for Thanksgiving. In that particular drive, I made it happen for I think 17, 18 families the first year, and I think I did 15 or 16 families the second year. And what I did is I gave away $100 gift cards to families in need so that they can enjoy Thanksgiving dinner. And that was made possible by you guys, because you guys gave the donations to where I was able to do what I set out to do. And it was a joy for me to do that. So, we're a few months from Thanksgiving, and I'm still contemplating on what we do on Thanksgiving. But for right now, what I want to do is help the homeless again on my 3rd anniversary of doing the show, which is July 30th. It'll be 3 years. I want to help other people, and I need your help to help those. So what I'll be doing, I'll be posting it here soon. I'm going to be asking for donations, any amount, like the sign says, like they hold up the signs all the time. Anything helps. So I'll be accepting donations, anything that anybody wants to give in regards to donations. I will accept happily and willingly. And what I collect, those proceeds will go directly in the hands of our homeless. Again, I'm not going to go through any organizations and trust, and not that I'm saying any organization is going to do anything nefarious or illegal or shady or anything, but I just want to make sure that these funds go to what I want them to go to, and not what these other organizations. And it's unfortunate, but I have heard horror stories in regards to, people mishandling funds when it comes to getting donations out, when it comes to getting the money in the hands of the people that it's supposed to go to. Even on the state and federal level, there's still money, FEMA money, that's sitting out there for people that have went through floods, hurricanes, what have you. There's still FEMA money that still had not been appropriated and submitted and sent out to the people that's supposed to get it. So I'm not going to take that risk. I'm going to keep it all in my hands, and I'm going to make sure that I hand deliver to those in need. Um, and Mr. Caleb Houston, I don't know if he's listening tonight. If you're in Pensacola, Mr. Caleb Houston was big on helping the homeless, and he is still trying to. This time, I'm going to answer that question in just a moment there. Mr. Caleb Houston is big on helping the homeless. He's going to just help me pretty much just find the homeless, if you will, find where the homeless are. And Mr. John in the chat, he asked, so how are you going to determine who gets what? Well, depending on what I do, if I do cash money, each individual will receive the same amount of cash, regardless of the situation. If I do gift cards, the gift cards will be the same amount of money, and that will be determined about how much I have to disperse, if you will. If I do toiletry bags, those toiletry bags will contain all the same items in that bag. And when I say a toiletry bag, looking at stuff like deodorant, toothpaste, hand sanitizer, soap, socks, if you will, those type of items that we take for granted that those people may not even have. Sanitizing wipes, things of that nature. I will purchase all those things and I will put them in a bag and pass them out. As far as how they're going to get it, again, Mr. Adams, what I'm going to do is I am going to set aside a date out of my schedule, and it'll probably be a Saturday or a Sunday. With the help of Mr. Caleb Houston, he's going to give me information on where these homeless camps are. I am going to go into these homeless camps. I'm going on the streets. I'm going to the corners, if you will, where where we find homeless people standing on the side of the road with that sign that says anything helps. I am going out myself personally, and I'm going to put it directly in their hands. Again, I'm not going to take a chance on funds being misappropriated, misused, what have you. And again, I'm not saying that these organizations are crooked or what have you, but if I'm going to make this effort, I want to be 100% sure that every single penny that is going toward this effort goes where it's supposed to go. And the only way I can assure that is to make sure that I hand deliver whatever it's going to be to the hands of those in need. And this is strictly for the homeless, strictly for homeless people. It's not for people who have a roof over their head. It's not for people who, because I can't help everybody at the same time. If you're living in a dwelling, in a building, if that's where you land your head at night, then I'm not. This effort is not for you at this point in time. We will do something different in your situations. Going forward, but this is going to be for homeless here in the Escambia County, and that's what I want to do for my 3rd year anniversary of doing this show, because this show is here to help people, and I don't want to just give out information. I don't want to just try to educate. I don't want to just try to inspire. I just don't want to try to uplift. That's my motto. My slogan says. But I want to make sure that I reach out to the community and do something for the community as well. And homeless men and women are part of our community. Even though they may not have a stable place to live, they are still a part of the community. They are still human beings. There are still people who may need help. There are still people who are in need or what have you. So that's what I'm going to do. Again, I don't want to make it about me on my 3rd anniversary. I want to make it about those who need a little assistance. So I'll be posting that information, Mr. John. I'll be posting it coming up here soon. As far as any donations, where to send them, things of that nature. But again, the slogan is going to be anything helps. And if you wish to give, Anything else, I will be happy to accept whatever you can give. If it's a quarter, I will accept it happily, and I will bless you, and I will thank you um, for whatever it is. Because I know times are hard. I know, trust me, I know times are hard. So, but even though times are hard, I'm going to, again, my pockets don't run deep. I got things going on. I got kids in college, and I got a whole lot going on. So my pockets don't run deep. So if I had the means and the resources to do it on my own, I wouldn't ask for any help. But unfortunately, I don't have it like that. So I'm asking for the help of the community to help those in need. And I will be personally, once again, I will be personally putting it directly in the hands of our homeless, not through any organization, any other organization, any charity, what have you. I'm going to put it directly in the hands of those who need it. So just stay tuned for more information on that. I'll be putting that out here soon. So, and I know I just spent a whole lot of time on that, but that's some information that I wanted to get out. Again, if Mr. Larry Simmons is listening, I sent you a link. So if you can, if possible, if you're there, if you're listening, if you can pop in, and we'll talk about it. What happened on yesterday? I had been promoting a show. Exactly right, Mr. Adam. Went on hard times. We do have hard times. So, but sometimes we have to, give up that cup of coffee at Starbucks. Instead of having that cup of coffee at Starbucks where you're paying $7 for a cup of coffee, instead of paying that $7, skip that cup of coffee that day and use it for something or someone who needs it, needs a little help, if you will. So on today's show, there's still, again, I'm looking for my notes, and I know I got them. So, and what happened on yesterday? Again, I was supposed to do a gun violence forum on yesterday, and it did not happen. And as soon as I figured that it wasn't going to happen, I put out the notice that it was being postponed. And here's the reason, here's what happened as far as why I had to postpone it and why I had to do what I had to do. I had the guests lined up that were going to be on there. It was going to be a total of 5 people on the panel talking about gun violence. Most of these individuals were in Georgia. I think one individual was from Florida. And we were going to talk about gun violence. We were going to talk about the reasons for gun violence, tools that we can use to try to curb gun violence, programs that could be utilized in this effort as well. However, this was going to stream live on Facebook. And when I said that we was having technical issues, as far as on the station at WPMM radio, it was working fine. Well, I could have done it, and I could have just put it on WPMM, but the focus was supposed to be on Facebook Live on yesterday. But what happened, and I'm not sure what's going on with the program that we use to stream live. That program was not picking up the guests. I was all set up. We were ready to roll. However, in the program that we use, it should show me where there are guests in the waiting room. And then all I need to do is go in and pull them out of the waiting room and pull them into the live feed. I wasn't seeing anything in our waiting room. However, these people were actually in the waiting room, but I couldn't see them on my end. So I'm not sure what happened or why that happened. I'm still trying to figure that out. But it was frustrating. I was highly irritated because we had been pushing this gun reform for quite some time. We had planned this and we had been pushing it for probably almost a month, uh, 3 weeks to a month, and it did not take place. However, it has been postponed. We will do this gun violence forum. We have not set a conclusive date just yet. Working on that. So stay tuned for the gun violence forum. We will have that. I promise you, it's going to happen because we still have foolishness going on. So I apologize. I didn't. Anything that I put my name on, I want to make sure that it comes to fruition, that we follow through with it. But due to situation outside of my control, I was not able to get us on the air with the program that we use. I'm not sure. I don't know what happened. I promise you I don't. I'm still trying to research it and figure out why I wasn't able to pull or even to see that there were people in the waiting room to pull them in. So that was that. So I apologize, but stay tuned for a new date. So on the show today, I had some stuff that I want to talk about in regards to state, in regard to fascism and things of that nature. But I'm gonna hold off on that. I wanna talk about this situation, and a lot of people have been chiming in on this situation, where I think it was in Illinois, where the young 14-year-old kid shot and killed the person who attacked his mother. There's a lot of chatter going on Facebook in regards to that situation because initially the son and the mother was arrested and were going to be charged with murder. I did see just a little bit ago, right when I got off work and before I came on the air, I saw that charges were going to be dropped against that mother and that 14-year-old. And if you haven't seen the video, just Google 14-year-old shoots attack his mother's attacker. Just put something like that in the search, and I guarantee it will pop up on you. But if you haven't seen the video, apparently, and I'm gonna read what the latest article that I pulled up on this situation. If you haven't seen the video, what happened is I'm going to narrate the video real quick here, if you will. They were apparently at a hot dog stand or waiting on their food or what have you. An argument ensued between this young, I ain't gonna say young man, this individual and this woman. Someone had a live video feed on this transaction, if you will. From what I saw on the video that I saw, the man in question was the aggressor. And he was yelling at the woman in her face, and she was saying something back. But whatever she said did not warrant what happened. This man literally hauled off, and I don't think this man knows this woman. My understanding, I don't think they even know each other. But this man hauled off and punched this woman in her face twice. And then when she went to the ground, he started hitting her while she was on the ground. And apparently the son was outside in the car. And she texted the son to come inside while they're doing the argument. And when the son got inside, that's when the altercation started and the son shot. I apologize here, guys. The son shot the man who attacked his mom. He shot him in the back. After that shot, the man started running. The 14-year-old ran behind the man and he shot him again. So that's the gist of it. And let me read the story according to the Chicago Sun-Times, because it took place in Illinois. It says that because when I first initially came up with this, seen this, it was where the charges were being brought and the mother and son were arrested. However, as it stands right now, prosecutions they're dropping charges against the 14-year-old for killing the 14-year-old and his mom for killing the man at the hot dog stand. It says, citing emerging evidence, prosecutors have dropped murder charges against a woman and a 14-year-old son less than a week after the woman accused of ordering her son to kill a man who had punched her in a Southside hot dog stand. Alicia Hood, 35 years old, appeared in court Thursday on charges of first-degree murder and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Judge Barbara Dawkins ordered Hood to be held on $3 million bail. Her next court date has been set for next month. The prosecutors scheduled a hearing Monday when they announced that they were dropping charges. They later announced the murder charges against the teen officer has been dismissed. In light of emergency, this is in quotes, in light of emerging evidence today, the Cook County State's Attorney Office has moved to dismiss the charges against Carly Shahood and her 14-year-old son. In a statement from the prosecutor's office, based upon the facts, evidence of the law, we were unable to meet our burden of proof in the prosecution in this case, it added. The office did not specify what evidence led to the decision, but it comes after a video surfaced over the weekend that appears that Jeremy Brown, the man who was killed, punching Hood immediately before he was shot on June 18th. And presenting that case last week, prosecutors said Brown, 32, punched Hood in the head at Maxwell Express on in Illinois after two got into an argument while waiting in line for food. Hood takes her son and had him come into the restaurant as the argument turned physical. Prosecutors said the boy took out a gun and shot Brown in the back. Brown ran from the store as Hood allegedly continued to fire at him. The teen and his mother followed Brown into the parking lot where she told her son to keep shooting Brown and killing him, prosecutors said. Hood also was accused of telling the son to shoot Brown's girlfriend and trying to take the gun from her son afterwards. The two left the scene and went home. Prosecutors said that Hood had a valid firearm owner's identification card and a concealed carry permit. She had no previous record. Hood did not answer any questions as she walked out of Cook County Jail Monday afternoon. She and her family later declined to comment outside of their home. So, with that's the article that come out to Chicago Sun-Times in regards to that case. So again, they were arrested on June 18th after this incident, and apparently they spent time in jail. The bond was given a $3 million bond based on the charge, and then subsequently the charges were dropped. So here's the deal. There's been a lot of people talking about this and posting this on their Facebook page and this, that, and other. It's been a lot of back and forth as to who needed to go to jail and who didn't, and that, they ran this man down and this, that, and other. Let me tell you my little take on it and give my little knowledge of the law. I'm going to precursor this by saying I am not a lawyer. I'm not a legal expert. This is just my take on it, my opinion, if you will. Some of it is based in the law, again, but I am not a legal attorney. So what took place, and this is based on the Illinois law, so let me say that as well. This is based on the laws of Illinois. Excuse me. What took place initially what took place initially. If you've seen the videotape, they were arguing. Then this man just simply hauled off and punched this woman in her face while she stood. The first punch, apparently he felt like he didn't get enough weight behind it because the young lady was still standing after that punch, because he said that he was going to knock her ass out, is what he said. Okay, here comes the second punch. He regrouped, he repositioned himself, and then he swung again. He punched this woman again in her face. And I'm assuming at that punch, the lady went down and went to the ground. He went to the ground, and then the shot went off, where the son came into the restaurant and shot him. At that point in time, the only illegal act was, again, this is according to my understanding, the only illegal act that took place up until that point is for that person. I'm not going to call him a man, because no real man going to punch a woman in her face like that. But the illegal act was committed by the man that threw that punch, or those two punches initially. That was assault and battery. Is what the crime was. Him getting shot at that point in time was not criminal, because at that point they had the right to defend themselves. That young man had the right to defend his mother. So nothing illegal had taken place at that point in time. However, after that individual fled, the one that punched the lady in the face, he fled. And when he fled, at that point in time, the threat was over. While he ran away, the threat was over. And I'm basing this on Florida law, if you will. In Florida laws, you have the right to defend yourself. You have the right to use any means or like means, if you will. You have the right to use those means to get yourself out of that situation. If you are in a situation where hurt, harm, and danger is going to come to your person or anyone near you, you have the right to defend yourself until the threat is over. However, once that threat is over, you have what's called a duty to retreat. In other words, as long as you have an out to get yourself out of that situation, you have a duty to remove yourself from that situation once that threat has been removed. So in this particular case where Carlisha Hood and her son ran after this individual and again shot him again, and then allegedly she told the son to continue to shoot him. I don't know how many bullets were fired. I don't know how many times this man was hit. I do know he was hit when he was inside the restaurant. That what made him get up and flee. But at that point in time, that became criminal. Illinois law, I can't speak for Illinois law. I can say that by watching this video, I can't say that I condone the criminal act once the threat had been removed and dissolved. But I can say that that was a normal reaction for someone who has attacked your mother in that fashion. It wasn't completely legal, but it was a normal reaction. I don't think any young man or old man would watch someone attack their mother and not act with every resource and every means that they have to alleviate that threat and to do harm to that other person. So I can't condone the illegal act, the act of it, but I can condone the efforts to protect your mother. But that duty to retreat, people, you have a duty to retreat, and that's exactly what you have to do. If you find yourself in that situation, you have to alleviate the threat. Once the threat has been removed or it's no longer a threat, you have to make your way out of that situation. Because if you do anything subsequent or after that, you are putting yourself in jeopardy of being brought up on charges, and you are the one defending yourself. I know this for a fact, if you will. But however, this prosecutor is the state attorney there, I guess, in that office, decided not to file charges. Whatever evidence that they saw that we may have not seen or whatever, they decided not to press charges. So that's why I say I'm not familiar with the situation there in Illinois, because the law changes from state to state. So there had to be something that was a lawful reason why charges were dropped. Because a prosecutor cannot just make up something, even though it happens quite often. They can't legally just make up something and say, we going to drop charges because we just don't feel like it's right. They have to follow the law. They have to the charges have to warrant the situation, if you will. If it's illegal, then they have to file charges. If it's found deemed to be legal, then no charges will be found. But this young lady and this 14-year-old kid dodged a major bullet with these charges being dropped, because again, even though I feel like they did what they had to do to for the mom to get out of the situation and for the son to defend his mom, you have that duty to retreat, people. And you got to understand how important that is. I promise you. I know how important that particular rule or that particular law is. The duty to retreat. Once you have alleviated the threat, once you are no longer in danger, you have to back up. You have to remove yourself from the situation. You have to contact law enforcement and let them handle it the rest of the way. Chasing somebody down in a parking lot and still firing shots, I'm interested to see why charges aren't brought. And I'm not saying I wanted charges to be brought in this case, because that individual that sat there and punched that woman in her face the way he did and attacked that woman, he's deceased now. He was killed in that incident. But I can't feel sorry for him, because he should have never put his hands on that woman in that fashion. If you're going to have an argument or whatever, you have your argument and you walk away. But he should have never put his hands on that woman. And if that was my mother standing there, if that was my wife standing there, if that was my daughter standing there, if that was my sister standing there, my aunt, or I would have done the same thing. I may not have chased him down in the parking lot, but I would have put some lead in it. So, but I've been seeing this video pop up on Facebook, and people have all different types of opinions in it. But I can tell you that this lady and her son dodged a bullet, because if they were in Florida or probably any other state, or had a different person prosecuting or looking at the evidence and trying to determine what charges would be brought, anywhere else, they would still be sitting behind bars facing first-degree murder case. So by the grace of God, somebody's watching over them. Somebody was looking after them. Somebody knew that their heart was in the right place, even though it wasn't, in my opinion, legal once the threat had been removed. But the heart was in the right place. So should be a lesson to people. Don't go around putting your hands on people, because like this gentleman, you're going to meet up with the wrong person. You're going to put your hands on the wrong person, and you're going to find yourself in a bad situation. And that's how it goes. I promise you, you're going to find yourself in a bad situation. And, you know, my heart goes out to the family of the man that was killed. But I can't say I feel sorry for the man. Even though a life should not have been taken, but you should not have put yourself in a situation or in a predicament to where you are in jeopardy of losing your life. You know, you created that situation. So, but that's that. But if, when you listen to this, or if you listen back on the video feed on this, as I posted later, and if you have any comments in regards to what you feel about this situation, post your comment into the comment section. I'll be more than happy to read it and respond to you on Facebook at a later time. A couple other things I was going to talk about today. I was going to talk about the situation with DeSantis. And what he's doing to the state of Florida as we speak. What he's doing to the state of Florida and what he's trying to do to the nation, if you will. And I can't understand why. Well, I can understand why racists would vote for him, because birds of a feather, if you will. You know that old saying, birds of a feather. But I can't understand why anyone who has common sense would vote for this man. His agenda, his platform in regards to running for president of the United States, of which he's supposed to be the in second place behind the orange idiot, which that tells you the state of the Republican Party and who they are nominating to, who are their front runners to be their nominee, if you will. His platform has nothing to do with your policies, everyday policies that affect us every single day. It has nothing to do with healthcare. It has nothing to do with inflation. It has nothing to do with the price of gas. It has nothing to do with violence in our cities. It has nothing to do with coming up with solutions for the crisis at the border. It has nothing to do with the economy. It has nothing to do with anything that a legislator should be focusing their eyes on in regards to the American people. His whole platform is based on culture wars. And if you don't know what I mean by culture wars, he is attacking different cultures, if you will. He's attacking the Black people. He's attacking the Hispanic people. He's attacking the LGBTQ community. Everything that he does on his journey to the presidency, if you will, is based on what he called wokeism. Even though this dumbass don't even know what the word woke means and what it stands for and how it's supposed to be used, that's his thing. Wokeism is his whole platform. And he is solely focused on getting rid of anything Black, anything brown, anything that has any gay or lesbian or trans person. He is focused on getting rid of those people, basically wiping those people off the face of the earth, if you will. He has said nothing about any type of legislation. He has said nothing about Social Security. He has said nothing about health care. He said nothing about the economy. He said nothing about inflation. He said nothing about how he's going to fix the damage that he did in Florida by running all the migrant workers off. And now we have these structures that are standing silent, that are not being built. You can drive around Pensacola and you can look at what used to be active construction sites, and you can drive by any at any given time during the workday and drive by these sites and nobody's there. You see where the homes have been started, where frames have been started, foundations have been laid, and you look at, you pass by them and you look at them and there's nobody working. That's because based on the legislation, the cruel and inhumane legislation that dumbass DeSantis is putting forward, he has run everybody off. And he passed legislation to where every business organization can be fined and or sued and or jailed, if you will, by hiring undocumented workers. And undocumented workers can be obviously arrested, whatnot. So what that did was the people that does all the hard work that we as Americans aren't willing to do, he done ran them off. He done ran them off. They have migrated to Georgia, Alabama, other states that are going to allow them to work and while they are in the country, whether they're documented or undocumented. But all these people are left. And the economy here in Florida is going to shit right now. It's a sad situation. If you have purchased a home and you're waiting on the home to be built or what have you, it's going to be a while because there's no workers to do it. We're coming up on hurricane season. We're in hurricane season. And we know that if a hurricane come through and hit Florida, it's going to be a long time before you get your property repaired because the workers are not there. DeSantis have ran all of them off. And we know our roofs are a value commodity in the state of Florida. Roofs go for anything else. If the rest of the house stands, the roof may go, or the shingles may go off top the roof or whatever. So, and when you see people repairing roofs and putting new shingles on roofs and things of that nature, I guarantee if you look up on that roof, you're going to see a Hispanic or a group of Hispanics up on that roof. You're not going to see too many Americans, whether Black Americans, white Americans, whatever. You're not going to see too many of them, but you will see those Hispanics up on that roof. But now they're not up there because DeSantis has run them off. But his whole platform, his whole campaign is based in culture wars against Black, Brown, and LGBTQ community. So if you're planning to vote for him, you're dumbass, and I can't wish the best for you. I hope that you. Never mind. Let me not say that because I got some Christian folks out there listening to me, and they're going to say, "Well, that's not very Christian-like for you to say that." But it may not be Christian-like, but when somebody does dirt, it has to be called out. So, once again, it is time for me to get out of here. But once again, coming up on my 30th anniversary, what I will be doing on my 30th anniversary is I will be trying to give a little something back to our homeless community. And yeah, I do mean homeless community, not anybody who has somewhere to go and stay. These are the people that are stuck outside, that are living on the streets, in tents, park benches on the side of the road. This is strictly for them. And I'm asking for your help to do so. I'm asking for your donations so that I can make this a valiant effort. Again, I'm not making my anniversary about me. I'm making it about the people of our community, the people who need the help the most. And a lot of these people aren't homeless because they want to be homeless. These people are homeless by circumstance, if you will. And again, the reality of the situation is that the people that within the sound of my voice right now, you're 2 or 3 paychecks from being homeless yourself. Let something happen and you miss a couple of paychecks. You're going to be trying to scratch your head and figure out how you're going to pay that rent, how you're going to pay that mortgage, how you're going to keep those lights on. I guarantee you, there's a lot of people within the sound of my voice that's in that situation. So for those who have a little bit, I'm going to be asking for your donations, and the slogan will be anything helps. That's going to be the slogan for this drive to help our homeless people. Anything helps, because I see it every day as I pass down the streets and stop at the stop signs. People on the side of the roads hold up some signs that says anything helps. So if anything helps, I want to do something to help these people. I want to give something to help. So I'll be asking for your donations. Be on the lookout for that information coming forward. I'll be posting the information on my Facebook, Instagram, and when I do post it, I hope that you guys share it so that the word get out, and that we get some donations flowing. Because if I had deep pockets, I would do it all on my own, but I don't have it like that. I'm gonna do my part, if you will, and I'm asking you to do yours. So when it's time for me to get out of here, I will get back with you on Thursday. I will be back on Thursday night at 6:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure that you tune back in. We'll have more topics going on, things that matter to you and your community right here on the Trooper G on WPMM Internet Radio. So in the meantime, this week it's going to be hot. It's going to be hot. People, check on your elderly people, particularly the ones that may not have air conditioning in their home. Go by, check on them, make sure they have cold water, make sure they have, at least fans blowing, and make sure they're okay. It's supposed to be hot. The heat index is supposed to be in the hundreds all week. I've seen as high as 114 with the heat index in the forecast for this area. So check on your people, check on your old people, keep your babies cool. Stay out of the sun. Don't be like me and go out there in 95-degree heat and try to run a little bit. When you're fat, you got to do what you got to do to get this weight off you. So, but just check on your people. But until Thursday, I appreciate you guys joining me tonight. Until Thursday, Miss Savory, I'll be posting that information. More than likely, it's going to be through Cash App. But I'll be posting that information within the week. I'll be posting it on my Facebook page. So just be on the lookout for it. Once I get everything set up, at that point is when I'll start accepting donations. And it will be posted, and I'll be announcing it on the show as well. So, Miss Ava, I appreciate you. If you're looking to give, I really do appreciate that. But I will, just look for that information within the week. And what I will do is try to have at least by, let's say, Thursday show. By Thursday show, I'll try to have the details worked out by Thursday and give you guys that information. So, okay. But once again, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you guys on Thursday. Till then, y'all be safe. Y'all be blessed. And I am out of here.